Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're jumping right into some seriously fascinating material that challenges a huge assumption most of us just blindly accept. The idea that having a giant pile of cash is the ultimate endgame. We walk around thinking, man, if a big lump sum just magically dropped into my lap right now, literally all my struggles would vanish. But the text we're breaking down today, it points to a totally different reality. It argues that building actual lasting wealth is way less about the raw amount of money you have and so much more about your fundamental understanding of how money actually works. Which brings us to this massive question from the source material. What if the absolute biggest obstacle to building wealth isn't a lack of money, but a lack of understanding? It's a pretty wild paradox when you step back and look at it. Every single day, millions of people are out there grinding. They're putting in crazy hours, working harder, earning more than they ever have in their lives. And yet, month after month, they are still struggling financially. Meanwhile, you look over and see others who seem to just make their money grow effortlessly. So what's the difference? Why is there this huge divide? Well, according to the sources, it all boils down to understanding a few incredibly simple yet surprisingly hidden rules about capital. Okay, let's dive into this. Think about it. Most of us are taught exactly how to earn money, right? We go to school, we learn a specific trade, get a degree, pad the resume, all just to lock down a reliable paycheck. But here is the kicker. Very few of us are ever taught how to actually manage that paycheck once we get it. And almost nobody gets taught the crucial concept of how to make that money work for you. The profound truth our source material reveals is that financial success usually has absolutely nothing to do with luck. It's not about a massive inheritance, and it's not even about landing some crazy six-figure salary. No, it's about decisions. Tiny, strategic decisions, repeated consistently over time. Section 1. Escaping the income trap, the hard work illusion. Let's completely rethink some basic assumptions here. Higher income simply does not equal wealth. It's such a basic truth, but man, is it easy to ignore. We are so hardwired to believe that the ultimate fix for literally every financial headache is just making more money. If I just get that promotion, everything's solved. But let's be real. Sometimes people get that promotion and immediately use it to finance a much nicer car they still can't really afford. It's crazy, but some of the absolute highest earners out there, people pulling in phenomenal salaries, are actually the ones drowning in the most debt. Why? Because income alone does not determine financial freedom. Earning a lot of money is only step one of the entire equation. What actually moves the needle is what happens the exact second that money hits your bank account. Step one, sure, you earn it, but then what? Seriously, ask yourself these next 3 questions the next time you look at your own finances. Do you spend it right away? Do you save it for a rainy day? Or do you invest it? Those specific, split-second decisions you make right after the paycheck clears are what actually dictate your financial future. Way more than whatever raw number you brought in at step 1. Moving on to section 2, the power of assets, the wealthy mindset pivot. This is where we shift from the problem to the actual strategy. So the crucial point is this. The wealthy focus almost all their energy on acquiring assets. And what exactly is an asset? Well, according to the text, it's anything that can increase in value or generate income over time. This is a foundational concept. An asset isn't just something expensive or flashy that you own. It's a tool. It's something that is actively working for you behind the scenes, either by becoming fundamentally worth more as the years go by, or by literally putting cash back into your pocket on a regular basis. Instead of logging into a bank account and asking the standard consumer question, what can I buy? The wealthy ask a vastly more strategic question, what can I own that will pay me back? Honestly, this single shift in thinking changes the whole game. When you start acquiring things that pay you back, your money starts generating more money. And when that happens, you finally stop relying 100% on your own physical time and effort just to survive. You completely break the cycle of trading your precious hours for dollars. Which leads us perfectly into section 3, compounding, your wealth engine. Let's slow down for a second and look at how this growth actually happens behind the scenes. And this brilliantly illustrates the real power here. Our source text uses a fantastic, super intuitive analogy for this. Imagine planting just one single seed in the dirt. Over time, with patience, that seed grows into a strong tree. Then, that mature tree naturally starts producing hundreds of new seeds of its own. Eventually, the growth just completely accelerates as those new seeds turn into trees themselves. Well, money behaves exactly the same way.
The returns on your initial investments start generating their own independent returns. It creates this massive snowball effect of wealth that just gets larger and faster as the years roll on.
But because compounding relies so heavily on time, the math here is incredibly clear and honestly pretty unforgiving. If you start earlier, time works massively in your favor. Your financial tree gets decades to drop more seeds and eventually grow a whole forest. But if you wait, it becomes significantly, mathematically harder to catch up. The longer you put it off, the more of that effortless, exponential growth you completely miss out on.
Section 4. The quiet art of discipline, execution, and repetition. Time to get incredibly focused on the reality of wealth building.
Because here is the unglamorous truth. Building wealth is almost never exciting. It is all about budgeting, saving, investing, learning, and improving. It's not about scratching a winning lottery ticket or getting lucky on some viral stock pick you saw online. It's just waking up and executing these straightforward, let's face it, arguably boring actions. But that is the massive secret the source is screaming at us. These simple, quiet actions repeated year after year create totally extraordinary results. True financial freedom is usually built quietly, methodically, long before anybody else even notices.
The real goal isn't to somehow strike it rich overnight. The actual goal is to create a sustainable, bulletproof financial system where your money works alongside you instead of constantly working against you. You want to build a life where your strict discipline and the assets you've acquired are doing all the heavy lifting. That is the true end game. That's what actually gives you the freedom to live your life without that constant, heavy cloud of financial stress hanging over your head every single month.
So, how do we actively apply this right now? The source gives us 3 crystal clear takeaways. 1. Start learning. Keep watching explainers exactly like this one to build up that knowledge base. 2. Start planning. Sit down, actually map out a budget, and define your real goals. And 3. Start investing in your future. Go out there and start acquiring those assets. The text leaves us with this incredibly powerful reminder. Sure, the absolute best time to improve your financial life was years ago. But the second best time? The second best time is today. Literally right now.
I want to leave you with a final, really provocative thought pulled straight from the source. Wealth isn't built by chance. It's built by choices. I want you to think carefully about the choices you're going to make with your money tomorrow, or even later today. Are you just going to buy something, or are you going to choose to own something that actually pays you back? If you found value in this explainer and you want to keep mastering these critical choices, make sure you subscribe for more practical insights on money, investing, and building long-term financial freedom. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.